what do you do? What do you do to people that don't believe in your God?
Okay, are you ready to hear this?
Yeah,
It's going to be very brutal.
I'm fine.
We give them dawah. We invite them to Islam.
Okay.
So I don't know what your friend told you, but people that don't believe, for example, in Islam, they're in categories. So there's the people of the book, Ahlul Kitab. So we as Muslims, we believe the Jews and the Christians are people of the book. Are you a Christian?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, good. So we will class you as the people of the book. So you are closer to us than the polytheists. So the polytheists go down the categories of idol worshippers. So these are people who worship statues. You don't agree with that, I don't agree with that, right? Okay, good. So as Christians, that's the reason why Allah says in the Quran, tell the people of the book, which is you, we come together and we worship God alone, which you say the Father.
Yeah.
Yes. So in a nutshell, we are commanded in Islam that we live in harmony and peace together with the Christians and the Jews. So when Islam was ruling the world, a vast majority of the world, a lot of Christians lived under the rule of Islam in peace. They had their own cathedrals, their own churches, their own laws. They could drink alcohol, eat pork in their vicinity. So, and they were a protected group, meaning, for example, the Prophet Muhammad, when even Umar ibn Khattab, he was one of the second Caliph of Islam, when he took over Jerusalem, he had a covenant, a treaty with the Christians and the Jews, that they will live side by side in peace, and they have rights. If an external enemy was to come and attack the Christians, the Muslims will be there to defend them. If an external enemy came to attack the Jews, the Muslims will be there to defend them. And the same goes if an external enemy came to attack the Muslims, the Jews and the Christians will help the Muslims to fight them. So there is a perception that in Islam it says, you know, the disbeliever, you kill them. This is nonsense. This is only talking about specific individuals who are hostile. So in the Quran, in chapter 60, verse 8, Allah says in the Quran, we do not forbid you from being just and kind to those who do not fight you and kick you out from your houses. So in a nutshell, to answer your question, Sister Madeline, we are told that a principle is, number one, we share Islam with everybody. Christian, Jew, Hindu, whoever you are. That's the number one thing that we believe that the disbelievers have a right, because they want to hear the message of Islam. That's number one. Number two, if they choose to reject it, then that's upon them, because in the Quran in Surah Baqarah, it's the second chapter of the Quran, there is no compulsion in religion. I can't force you to accept Islam. It defeats the purpose. If I forced you, then you didn't really embrace it. So in Islam, strictly, no Muslim is allowed to force a non-Muslim to accept Islam.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
No problem. Do you have any other questions? Did you do anything else?
No, that's
okay.
it.
So let me talk